What's going on, everyone? I'm Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics, and welcome to the weekly new comic show as we talk about the comic book news this week. Before we do that, though, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and consider joining the Burke fam, as all of these amazing people have done. Dale, Sector 2815, Circumstances, Beckerman, Mark, Mike, Jade, Paul, Adrian, Tom, Alan, Carl, Brett, Jonathan, and Berto. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. If you guys want to do so, click the join button below. We got some amazing people in the Burke fam. So we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking about all the comic books coming out this week. We're going to be talking about some news that happened today regarding DC. We're going to talk about some Marvel MCU news. We're going to talk about some movies as well. So let's go ahead and get things started here. Hope everyone is doing well. Pull up the slideshow I have made. Here we go. Alrighty. First up, this was pretty big news today. Josh Brolin has reportedly been offered the role of Hal Jordan in the Lanterns series. So I'm not a huge fan of this casting, if that's who they're actually going with. He's 56 years old. That feels pretty old to me to be playing Hal Jordan, especially if you're going to try to build an entire, cinematic universe here. I'm not a big fan of that, but I know that as part of the Green Lanterns, there are multiple Green Lanterns, and we already have, I think it's Nathan Fillion playing, is it Guy Gardner? I think he's playing Guy Gardner in the Superman movie. And then, of course, we're going to get Jon Stewart as well. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see it. I felt like Chris Pratt would have been pretty good here. Glenn Powell would have been amazing here. I feel like Glenn Powell would have been really good as Blue Beetle as well. It almost feels like DC is kind of like offering all of the Marvel actors to come over to the DC side. I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest. But we'll see what happens here. He's a great actor. Obviously, he's amazing. Every movie he's ever been in, he's done a great job. So I'm sure he would do really good. I just want to have someone younger to play that character because, he's kind of like he's like a young gun guy. Like he's got a ton of like charisma. He's got a lot of energy. He's always cracking jokes, and I don't see that from Josh Brolin. That's a guy who's pretty serious. He played Cable. He played Thanos. I don't know, man. I don't see why they would offer him. I don't know, man. Maybe they know something I don't. I wanted someone about 20, 25 years younger, honestly. But we'll see what happens, man. I don't know. I'm still very excited about anything DC as a big DC fan and big DC stan. So I'm sure it'll still be good. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know what to think. So let's move on here. So if you guys have seen my recent videos, there was CGC Bingate that's been happening to a lot of people, including myself. The 3 books on the screen were 3 of the books that were affected in a recent CGC unboxing that I got about 2 weeks ago at this point, almost 2 weeks ago. We had a Man of Steel 18, First Doomsday 9.8, Flash 92, 9.8 First Impulse, and then Edge of Spider-Verse number 2, 9.8 First Spider-Gwen. All 3 9.8 books have been affected in terms of CGC Bingate, meaning the books came back with, as you can see here, the bins in them. And I'm not happy. Obviously, I'm not happy. I did a whole video on it. Actually, I've done 2. I've done a live stream and then a video on it as well. I did want to update everyone as to where we're at with that situation. In that video, I talked about how CGC has reached out to me after I emailed them with my issue. They said to go ahead and just submit those books back to CGC. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Check out my most recent video. It's got 1,500 views. So appreciate that, bro. If you want to, help, maybe get some more people in here. This is just a weekly show for everyone to hang out and watch. You know what I mean? If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here and comment rude things. So in the video, I talked about how they said, go ahead and submit the books back to us and put attention Matt N on it. And I did that, and I submitted the books. I think I did the paperwork on Friday on a CGC website, and then I actually sent the books back using FedEx on Saturday. So they should get the books to CDC sometime this week. I would assume like Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Friday, and we'll see what happens, man. I don't know. I'm sure they'll call me or email me with anything going on with what they decide. My hope is that they press the books. I hope they look at the books and be like, okay, it's our fault. We're going to go ahead and we're going to press these. We're going to put them in new cases for you. You're going to keep the 9.8 grades. And also here is, X amount of credit to use on your next submission. That is my hope with the whole situation. I don't know what they're going to do, but that is my hope. I did put in the CDC. What's going on? I did put in the whole CDC, like when it asks, what's an FMV or what is this book worth? I did put in an FMV for each book as to what they are currently worth for me and my collection. So I think the Flash was like 100, the Man of Steel was like 120, and then the Spider-Gwen is an $800 book. So I put all of that in there. So we'll see what they say, see what they do. I don't know, man. I'm a little worried, but it's out of my hands. My hands are tied. Hopefully they get the situation figured out, and hopefully they get the books back to me in a better condition than they came back last time. Hey, Mark, how's it going, man? Hope everyone is doing well on this Monday. Moving on. Fantastic Four leaks. There has been some new leaks regarding the new FF movie coming out. For the most part, a lot of the superhero movies coming out have used hey, what's up, James? What's going on, man? Have used a ton of CGI when it comes to characters like the Hulk, like Iron Man, like a bunch of characters, right? It appears that the Thing and the new FF movie appears to be just a suit that he's wearing, which I'm all about, right? Like growing up in the 90s with the Ninja Turtle movies coming out and the Power Rangers and all of that, they're all wearing just suits, right? Like they're saving money. It still looks really cool. So, I'm all about this, man. I really am. And we'll see what happens with the Thing and then the rest of the Fantastic Four. But this is a leak that we got in this past week. I forgot who's playing the new the Thing in the movie. But he's obviously not a huge dude. Like I think I want to say he played Micro in the Punisher series, but I could be wrong. It's not the suit. That's just the way the stunt double looks. Gotcha. I like that. Nowadays, almost everything is freaking CGI. Yeah, no, I agree. Like the new TMNT movies, it's all been CGI, and I've not been a huge fan of that. I agree. Practical effects are greater than CGI. Absolutely. Man, who is that? Who is that director that made like almost an entire movie using no CGI? It's got to be Christopher Nolan, right? Like I think everything in Oppenheimer, like 90% of it was stuff they shot, and there was only like 10% that was like CGI. Like I think Christopher Nolan's all about practical effects over CGI. So like I said earlier, man, growing up in the 90s when there was not a ton of CGI. In fact, I want to say Jurassic Park was like the very first movie that had like amazing computer generated images. So I don't know, man. Alien Romulus had a ton of practical effects, and it worked great. Yeah. I saw a lot of videos where they put like those I don't even know what they're called, like the things that go in the face. They put them on like different animals, or they had like animatronics with it and whatnot, like the old Jim Henson way. And apparently it worked out pretty good. So I think it was Oppenheimer. Yeah. I think so too. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm more of a DC guy, but this is intriguing to see. It really is. This is pretty intriguing to see. So we'll see what they do with the movie. Obviously more excited about the Superman movie, but moving on. Sonic 3 trailer dropped this past week. There was a lot of people that said it wasn't very good. To me, I thought it looked amazing. Going from a movie where there was a lot of practical effects, this is like obviously like mostly CGI, and they've done a great job with this. Like I don't know who they've hired as their VFX artists, but they've done a fantastic job. We got Keanu Reeves coming in as Shadow, and this movie looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the first two movies. In fact, they talked about how Jim Carrey was going to be done acting after Sonic 2. It appears he's not. He's in Sonic 3 coming out. So we'll see what happens with this movie, but it looks really good to me. I'm pretty excited about the movie. I'm not gonna lie. I've not seen the Knuckles TV show. My daughter and I started it, but she just, she didn't really get into it that much. I think just because it didn't star Sonic, even though he was in the show. I guess we're gonna have to go back and watch that before this movie comes out. But I feel like it looks pretty good. I really do. And I did a review of the trailer, put it on my shorts. I found some images from the trailer, put it on my shorts as well. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Sonic 3 looks BA for sure. Abso-freaking-lutely. Knuckles was a ton of fun, way more campy than movies, but it worked out well. Yeah, well, I'm sure it is. I mean, they've done a great job finding like really good actors and actresses of playing this movie. James Marsden, Idris Elba, Keanu Reeves. They've done what Jim Swartzen, is that his name? Who plays Sonic? It's got to be Ben Schwartz. Ben Schwartz, yeah. He does a fantastic job as Sonic. So I'm really excited about this movie. Looks really good. As a person who grew up playing the Sega and playing the original Sonic and in Sonic 2 and all of that, this has been really nostalgic for me. So like I feel like a lot of the new movies, they've gone back to what was working in the 90s because all those 90 kids are now adults and they want everything from their childhood. We got the Twisters, we got Sonic, we got everything from the 90s. It's been awesome. It really has, and I feel like this movie is going to be pretty good. The trailer looks amazing. So moving on. Okay, so Horizon Part 1 came out in theaters back in July, and it did pretty bad at the box office. This is a Western by Kevin Costner. In fact, there's a ton of really like big name actors in the movie. Luke Wilson's in the movie. I forgot everyone else, but there's a couple of people from the Yellowstone series, which is what Kevin Costner is in right now. It's a 3-hour long movie, and it's going to be broken down into like 3 or 4 parts. At first, we heard there was just parts 1 and part 2, but I've heard actually recently there's a part 3 and a part 4. They have moved back part 2 to when it comes out. I enjoyed the movie. It was kind of hard to figure out what was going on at the beginning. They did not do a great job of like filling in the audience because the storyline is not very streamlined. In fact, there's like a bunch of different stories happening at the same time. And I feel like obviously in parts 2 and part 3, they're all going to start intertwining and coming together at the Horizon, which is an area where there's going to be a settlement happening. So I enjoyed it. I feel like the movie and movies would have done a better job if it was like a TV show where there was an hour-long episode every single week, because I thought 1883 was amazing. 1923 is just as good, if not better. And then, of course, Yellowstone has been really good in the past. I'm not been a huge fan of, the most recent season or 2, but I still really enjoy it. This movie intrigued me enough. I give it an 8 out of 10. Pretty solid, pretty slow at times, but I don't know, man. It's really weird. As I'm getting older, I'm starting to like a lot of these Westerns a lot more than I used to as a kid. I don't know if it's the way it's filmed. I don't know if it's just me, maturing. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's see here. Oh, you are funny, Mark. You are funny. I had a Game Gear so I could play Sonic on the go back in the day. Yeah. Sam Worthington, Sienna Miller, Michael Rooker. Yeah. Michael Rooker's got like a crazy accent in the movie. He really does. It's a very slice of life on the frontier style thing. Yeah. And what's cool is, as someone who lives in Kansas, there was like a scene in Kansas, which was pretty cool. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's always cool when you see something from where you're at, right? Like they've done like a good job of, portraying this area. Obviously, this movie is from like 150 years ago, but I don't know. Like I feel like in the past of like Superman movies, they've always done a really good job of like making sure that like the Kent farm looks like what a farm would look like in Kansas, you know. And I don't know. I feel like it's cool when where you live is actually in a movie. So I don't know. I, I'm looking forward to part two. We'll see what happens in terms of like when it comes out. Take a drink every time I say we'll see what happens. I've said that a lot. But part two, I think, should come out later this year. I feel like this movie is gaining more traction now that it's on the Max app, which is the HBO app. I enjoyed it. I really did. And when part two does come out, I do plan to go to the movie theater to see it. So moving on. Moving on. What do we got coming up next? Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to pull up the comics that are coming out this week here in a minute. But I am picking up. I'm picking up obviously Batman 152. There's some really good covers for that, and we're gonna pull that up here in a minute. Absolute Power #3, dude. This Absolute Power has been amazing. Like I know I'm behind like a little bit, but like I've been very impressed with what I've been reading in terms of Absolute Power. It's been really good, really good. A lot better than House of Brainiac, which I was actually a little bit let down from, honestly. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't feel like it was that good. But Absolute Power has been amazing, and there's been so much hype regarding Absolute Batman coming out. I think in like 2 months from Scott Snyder, and we're going to get Absolute Superman, Absolute Flash, and a bunch of other things as well. But I'll tell you what, I am enjoying the Absolute Power event that's happening right now for DC. What did I think of the Stinger for part one? That got me hyped. Yeah, so it's got to be scenes from parts 2 and parts 3, right? Of Horizon, right? Like they kept showing just like little clips. No one's saying anything, just like little scenes here and there from the future that you know is going to show up in parts 2 and part 3 of Horizon. I feel like it got me hyped as well, man. It got me hyped as well. I was like, I gotta go back and watch that. I gotta go back and watch that last 2 minutes of Horizon Part 1 to get me hyped for Part 2. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I really am. But yeah, back to what comic books I'm getting this week. Batman 152, Absolute Power #3, and then I'm actually going to grab Best of TMNT Dark Leo #1. I used to have one of each of those. I think I got rid of them. But this is interesting because it's a little bit different than the rest of the Best of TMNT. These are stories regarding the Dark Leo when he's doing things that he wouldn't normally be doing, like being in the Foot Clan, working for Shredder, and all of that. And I didn't get to read part of that with that whole like IDW run because I started picking it up later in the series when that storyline was already over. And then I'm sure there are some other stories in the past that I'm not aware of as well. I'm getting more into TMNT lately. It's been pretty good. TMNT issue #1 was amazing. Jason Aaron, living in Kansas, man, like he knows how to write comics, man, and he's killing it. So I'm really excited about all things TMNT going forward. So let's pull up what comic books are coming out this week and talk about them because, like I said, those are the books I'm grabbing. Just 3 as of right now, but maybe that'll change. But I'm going to be using leagueofcomicgeeks.com. There is a ton of really awesome covers for Batman 152, and I wanted to show them off really quickly. So this is the A cover. Shout out A cover people, me and Mark and a bunch of other people. I used to get all the variants, and Mark's like, dude, just get the cover A's, and that's what I've been doing. Cover B, it's pretty nice. This looks like a Jim Lee cover. I don't think it is. I have to look at, Guy and March. Cardstock cover. Cover C is Dave Johnson. Not a big fan of that, but cover B was nice. This is amazing. This is amazing. Check out all these different Batman suits, all in the same cover. This is beautiful. This is so good. So good. Nicola Scott, Artist Spotlight. I love it. This is, I don't know if this is the 1 of 25 or the 1 of 50 or what it is, but that's a fire cover. Fire. Hispanic Heritage Month. Not a huge fan of this cover, but I understand why they used Bane. Okay, so this is a Batman Dark Knight Returns issue #1 homage of, I think, Batman 66. This is a Gabriel Del Auto 85th anniversary cover. 1/25, Balin Ortega. Oh, I like this. Joelle Jones, 1/50. That's a nice cover, man. I feel like she's a really good artist. I'm not a huge fan of her writing, but the way she draws is really good. Okay, this is a Beetlejuice cover. Not a big fan of all the Beetlejuice covers they're doing for DC. I'll be honest. I don't think it's that good. Let's see which. Hey, Berto, what's going on, dude? Looking at comics this week. Okay, the Ultimates #4. I'm not reading, but we're gonna look at these because I know everyone else is reading it. I might get the trade whenever it's over. We got a Doom. What do you call it? It's not a helmet, right? Like it's the what do you call that? What do you call that? Like it's just a face covering. It's a mask. It's a mask. 1/100 Wes Craig connecting Virgin variant. I mean, I feel like they got to do a better job if that's a 1/100. Like, I don't know, man. Not a huge fan of that, but I'm not picking up the book anyway. So, oh, that's pretty fire. That's pretty fire. We got the Maker and Doom. Ooh, wow. Interesting. That is an interesting cover. Francesco Mobili. I don't know how you say the last name. And Hook Lee. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. He's an amazing artist. He really is. See, there's something going on here with the Maker and Dr. Doom. Something going on there. Hey, proud of Wildcat Land, K-State. 1-0 right now. Got a podcast going on my other YouTube channel with my buddy Ken. Absolute Power #3. I'm going to take a look at some of those covers as well. Big event going on at DC right now. Like I said, I'm definitely picking this up. Probably getting cover A, but what's happening with cover B? Okay. All right, DC. Ivan Talavera cardstock. That's what's up, dude. He does a lot of stuff with the 616comics.com as well. Pretty sick cover. Dude, Carla Cohen kills it, man. Like she's an amazing cover artist. That's a sick cover. They have 10 different covers. No. Mike Deodato Jr. No. I know she's from House of Brainiac, but I don't know. This is meh. Interesting cover by Michael Janin. Or no. Don't know, dude. A lot of these covers are miss for me, man. That is interesting. Trevor Hairsine, Ray's UV foil variant. Okay, so this is the Amazo. That's they're taking away all the superheroes' powers. I don't know who this is. Looks like Arthur Curry to me, but I don't know. It's hard to tell when it's black and white. I don't know. Okay, so this is pretty sick. So these are all the different Amazos after they have taken all of the Justice League's powers. Wonder Woman, Flash, Batman, Superman. We got some Green Lantern, which if you've been reading Absolute Power, the Green Lantern ring is having a hard time making the correct choices for the Amazo because when the Amazo takes over the powers, It also, like, takes on everything that goes with it. And part of being a superhero and having those powers is knowing to do the right thing and doing, good for other people. And these robots are having a difficult time with that. They are. This is a pretty sick cover. J. Mark Spears. Sorry, cover J. Mark Spears. Okay, that's cover A. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's been good. It's been good, and I know it leads directly into the whole Absolute Batman and the Absolute Universe for DC, which is like their Ultimates universe for DC. Dead over 13. Immortal Thor, number 15. We can take a look at those covers. Try to get out of here in the next 5 minutes. I do have to put my daughter to bed. Hope everyone had a great 3-day weekend. That's a set cover. Well, whatever. The Immortal Thor 15. Incredible. Hey, Mark, are you still here? I don't know if you are or not. Let's take a look at these Hulk covers. There are 4 of them. There you go. There you go, Mark. It's not bad. Man, he's huge. He's like 200 feet tall, 300 feet. What was that, like 2005 movie with the Hulk, Eric Bana, where he just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and he was just like huge the more mad he got? Spawn 356. Hey, that's a Spawn #1 homage, right? Can't tell if this is a Spawn #1 homage or if it's a Batman homage. I think it's a Spawn 1 homage. It's gotta be. It's a pretty sick cover. These ads are just insane. Man, if this is a foil, that'd be a sick cover. Spectacular Spider-Man 7, Exceptional X-Men #1. Man, it feels like every week there's a different X-Men title coming out. Which I think after Absolute Power, I think Mark Waid is going to be on Superman, like all the different Superman books. He's going to have a different Superman book out every week with Action Comics and regular Superman, going back and forth for like 3 months or something like that. So I'm excited about that for sure. 17 covers. Let's go. Yeah, 616 cover. That's just a fire cover. It really is. That's the best one so far. Check out the 616comics.com for that one. That's a pretty sick cover from Warren Lau. Warren Lau does a great job with his digital covers, especially the female figure. That's what he does best. My favorite of his was the Batman 50 cover of Catwoman. Not bad. Okay, I think that might be the last one we're going to look at all the different covers for. Moon Knight Annual #1, Scarlet #4. I can hear my wife and daughter getting my daughter ready for bed. So I'm trying to make this quick. Rook Exodus #5, The Boy Wonder #5, Gunslinger Spawn 35, Venom War #2. I've not been reading that. I've heard a little bit about it. I don't know if anyone thinks it's good or not, but I have heard about it. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if anyone likes that series right now. Spider Boy #11, Penguin 12, Scarlet Witch 4, Walking Dead 96, Helen of Windhorn #4, Get Fury 5. There's just, I don't know. Venom War Spider-Man #2, Dawn Runner 5, Public Domain #8, Animal Pound. I haven't even heard of that book. Plastic Man No More from DC #1. The Holy Roller #8. My Adventures of Superman 4, Kid Venom 2, Minor Canna #1. I don't even know. Cool Universe #2. I'm not going to read the rest of these. Marvel Zombies Dawn of Decay #1. That's an interesting cover. Justice Runs in a Family. Batman Wayne Family Adventures #128. Wow. There's been 127 before that. I did not know that. Conan, The Battle of Blackstone #1. I read the free comic issue of this Ranger Academy, and I did not like it. So I've not read any of this Power Rangers Ranger Academy book. So Army of Darkness 11, Trinity World's Finest Special #1. Oh, that could be interesting. The Infernals 5. Oh, we got a Detective Comics 400 facsimile coming out. I think there's a foil edition as well. Star Wars: The High Republic Adventures Echoes of Fear #1 coming out. Star Wars: The High Republic Adventures Crash and Burn #1 coming out. There is a Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #9 facsimile also coming out. Another facsimile Uncanny X-Men 274. I'm getting this Best of TMNT Dark Leo #1. Spider-Man Homeroom Heroes #1. That's got to be for kids. I think that's it. X-Men from the Ashes, Infinity Comic 13. What up, dude? About to get out of here, actually. We're at the end of looking at these comics that are coming out this week. So, NYX #1, second printing, 1 of 25, Stanley Art Germ Lau variants. Sweet. Uncanny X-Men 274. We got some different covers for that. You know, what's interesting is they started putting like some of the variants at the bottom. There's the foil for X-Men 274. So, oh yeah, we got a Power Rangers Darkest Hour #1, second printing coming out. Red Before Black #1, second printing. I don't even know what that is. But yeah, there's a decent amount to pick from. Like I said earlier, I'm getting Batman 152, Absolute Power #3, and Best of TMNT Dark Leo #1. So that is the comic news this week for September 4th, 2024. Actually, it's for September 2nd, but I just put it on there because we're talking about what comics coming out on September 4th. Thanks everyone for watching. If you guys want to support the channel, you can do so like these amazing people have done by clicking the join button below. All these people, I said them earlier in the stream. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting the channel. And you can do so for as little as $1.99 a month. We're going to be having another giveaway very, very shortly. If you guys want to check out an amazing website for variant comics, check out the 616comics.com. They have the best variants, the best exclusive variants. Check out the 616comics.com and check them out on Patreon and whatnot as well. Also, check out Eric, comic book _pressing on Instagram. He can press your books for as little as $12. Check him out on Instagram. Again, it's comic book _pressing. Thanks everyone for watching. We had a great time. And as always, go Cats.
Cowabunga. It's morphin' time.